Alright guys, so in this video I want to talk to you really quickly about yoga poses. I've been teaching this for so long, and I've been teaching in my yoga school as the director of teacher training for since 2013, okay? Now, what I want to show you and what I want to teach you is that there are no shoulds. Everybody says, should I look like this? And it is okay that you look like how you look, all right? We're going to guide you and we're going to show you where we're going with the pose, but every single person is different. And some people have compression in their joints, and that means it's the way their skeleton is formed. It's called compression, bone-on-bone compression. So what somebody can do doesn't mean you can do. What the person next to you looks like when they're like, it looks like maybe you've heard double jointed. Sometimes some people look differently than you're gonna look, and you just gotta honor where you're at in your own body. And that's the most important thing, is that you honor your body. You honor where you are, because your muscles could be tighter than the person next to you. And you know what? You just gotta breathe. You gotta breathe. That is the key. Honor your body and breathe. All right? And so as you just do those two things and you listen to your body, this practice is going to help you to really start to hear from this, I call it your inner warrior, your soul, your inner guidance system. You're going to really get so tuned in to this inner higher self, this inner voice that guides you and leads you all of the time. So that is certainly me going to the tail end of this yoga on-ramp, where it is all about meditation and your emergence with the divine, or with samadhi is what we call it in yoga. And that is you detach from your ego, you detach from all of this stuff that holds you here into problems and physicality. You really do detach when you're in meditation. If you get to a place where you practice meditation quite regularly, you're gonna get this detached feeling. And that detachment moves your consciousness, your soul into an expanded state where you feel like you're absorbed into nothingness, like God, if you want to call it God, if you want to call it bliss, if you want to call it spirit, you call it whatever you want. But my goal is to help you find that, because it's bliss and it feels amazing, and it's everything. It really is everything. I believe it is our true soul's purpose to come here to feel that, because as you connect to that place, your whole life opens up to you. Okay? So, like I said, I really got off on a tangent there. There's no shoulds. So what I mean by that is I'm going to show you a couple poses. You might be able to get your knees down, okay, like I can. Now, I have a client that has been coming to my yoga studio for 8 years, and she will never be able to get her legs down. Her body, her joints down here in her hips are just not built that way. So what is a norm for me is definitely not a norm for her, okay? So just honor where your body is. And like I said earlier, we have blocks, and I want to show you how to use these. Now, if you've got really tight hips, or you sit a lot, or you've got some back issues, we want you to grab some sturdy blocks or some sturdy something at your home that you can use. And I'll show you when you'll need to use them. If you're coming into a pose like this, where let's say you're here and you go into a forward fold in the sun salutation series, and I ask you to step back, and you're so tight here in your hips that you're reaching for the ground with your back, and you can't really get this leg straight. Or even worse, you're like this. We gotta adjust you, all right? This is where the blocks come in handy. Your foot needs to be in the middle of the hands. So our foot's gonna be here, and our hands are gonna be here. And we're gonna take this leg back as far as we can to get a 90-degree angle on our front leg. I'm falling over. On our front leg, all right? So hands are under your shoulder, and the foot is under the knee, and and everything is in line. Hand, foot, hand, all right? Reach as far back as you can with that leg, and this is a hip opener. That's what we're doing with this one. We're opening up the psoas muscle, and then when we switch to the other side, it's the same thing on this side. We're opening up the other side, all right? So this is where the blocks come in handy for you. They also come in handy when you're doing poses like triangle pose, and we'll get to that. Where you're coming here, maybe you can't get that leg straight quite yet, so you can actually use that block to bring the ground up to you, and then to modify this pose, all right? So this is another area where you might use that block. Now, we also have straps. And if you've got a belt that you can use at home, you're gonna wanna do that because sometimes you might want to wrap this around your feet and simply keep your chest up, keep your legs straight, and pull yourself forward. Look at how tight my hamstrings are. I'm a yoga teacher, you guys. And this is why I say there are no shoulds, because I am super tight. And you know why I'm tight? Because I lift weights, that's why. And I have muscle. So the more muscle you have, the harder this is going to be for you. You will have to breathe deeper. You will have to surrender to your breath and to your muscles and allow your body to relax as you breathe into those muscles, all right? So that is really important for you to know. Now here's the thing. As you breathe and as you relax, your body softens and flexibility enters your life, and that only comes from your relaxation response. So as I breathe into my tight hamstrings right here, and I fold forward, I feel it, and flexibility comes to me over many, 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 many breaths, many, 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 many yoga experiences. And the thing about it is, people want to do yoga because they want to gain flexibility. Well, yoga flexibility is something that I've written extensively about in many different magazines, in Paleo magazine. And you know what, I think I'll include some of that here for you guys so you can see just my tips on flexibility, what it really truly is, and why you actually have to continue to work at it. Because it's not something that you can just gain. It comes and goes, and that's why you have to maintain your practice of stretching. All right, so that is what we use straps for. Now, that's really all I have in this video, and I just want to encourage you guys to do this practice as much as possible. You can do this in the morning, you can do this at night, you can do it to wake you up, to activate you, or to calm you down and to relieve stress. And so I will give you a couple of videos like that in this series that you can practice anytime and on any occasion. So if you're wanting to warm up, do it before a workout. And if you're wanting to do this in the morning just to wake your body up, go ahead and practice those sun salutations that will warm you up. And also, you can practice the types that will slow you down and stretch you at any time. Here's one thing that I do need to mention to you. You don't want to do static, long-held stretches before any sort of weightlifting. You always would want to do it afterwards, okay? Because that is called static stretching, and it really does take away the power in the muscle. When you stretch really long, extended, like for 30 seconds to a minute before you do any sort of weightlifting. So you always want to make sure that that kind of stretching is called dynamic stretching, that you do before a weightlifting session. Let me show you what I mean by that. All right, let me just show you with my legs. Okay, so a dynamic stretch would be this, where I'm literally just, okay, I'm moving with my body. This is dynamic stretching. Just kind of moving through range of motion movements, like this. That's dynamic stretching. This. Let me get my balance. This. What is not dynamic stretching is just holding it, all right? So you guys, that's all I have for this video. Good luck in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions.